So good evening, and welcome to the April edition. I cannot believe we is in April edition of Talk Dispatch with Tawana. I am super excited for it. I'm always super excited for everybody that comes on and ready to drop gems to y'all. But I'm really super excited tonight because we got the one and only Dispatch Chic. That's going to come in and drop some gems, drop some knowledge, and hopefully help a few people answer some questions. As always, we're going to try to be here for an hour, but y'all know y'all try to get full-fledged consultations out this hour. We're going to answer some questions, and we're going to do our best to guide you guys in the right direction in your businesses. So don't be shy. Everybody in here needs some help, or everybody in here was at the point where they needed some help sometimes. So by all means, do not be shy and not answer your questions. This is your time to get in here and get whatever information you need, and and let us know how we can be of some service. So without further ado, I'm going to allow her to do her own bio. She taught me that today. So Miss Dispatch Chic, Miss Keisha, welcome. How you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm doing good. How everybody out there? Y'all good? Good.
Hey, they act shy sometimes, Keisha. They be acting shy.
So, first of all, I am glad. I am very grateful. I am so humbled that you guys are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Keisha. I muted you by mistake. Unmute yourself. Nope, still muted.
Okay, you got me now? All right. So first of all, I want to thank you guys all. I'm extremely happy and humbled that you guys even want to hear me speak. Just that, like you mean, I do this. I enjoy doing this. Tawana is great. Oh my gosh, she's so wonderful. She's not only just in the trucking industry, she's a friend. So that's a little different. My name is Lakisha. I am 39. This is the year of 40. I'll be 40 June 16th. Okay. So I
remember that day.
A combat veteran, me and my husband. My background is actually air traffic control, but I did logistics as well. My husband is like, look, don't tell him I'm bragging on him, right? Because he'd be thinking he in competition with me, okay? Anyways, he was a 92 Alpha. He was in for 11 years. I was in for a good 5. I gave it all I got. I got hurt in Afghanistan and I took the money and ran.
I know that's right.
I'm here. That's my story. So let me tell you how I got into this industry. It's kind of fun, funny, and it was just like, I didn't know. Listen, I got out the Army 2012. We were in Fort Hood. It was just me and my youngest at home all the time. I started dental school, right? But it was moving slow. It was just moving too slow for me. Like everything, I had to take this, and that. I didn't even get into dental until probably like 2 or 3 years afterwards. So my husband decides to get out, right? So it's one morning, he just wakes up and said, I'm ready to get out. So I'm like, okay. If you're an Army spouse, you think differently, like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? But since I was in, and I'm a combat vet myself, I know when you're tired. The Army can wear and tear you down. So he was tired. So whatever decision he made, I had to support him. I am from Tennessee, right? I am from Tennessee. My husband is from Gordon, Alabama. If you blink your eye, you'll miss it. So everything he does is country, right? So I've always, like, even when we were living in Korea, we cannot live in an apartment. He wanted to live on an economy. He had to have a yard. He had to have a big truck. He had to have everything in a yard. Like, it's like Sanford and Son around here, okay? So he's really country. So he brought home this truck, right? And I'm like, this is 2014. I said, what he about to do with this truck? Pick up some old junk? So he came in the house and he says, I'm going to hot shot trucking. I was like, what is hot shot? You know? So I was like, I'm just going to let him support himself, whatever. So I think 2 weeks later, he was like, you gotta dispatch. You gotta take me to these loads. You have to help me. I can't stop every 5 minutes and on the side of the road and book another load. So I'm telling you guys, I outsourced everybody. I was like, hey, do you know how to dispatch? Do you know how to dispatch? It was foreign. This was 2015. It was foreign. I couldn't find nobody to help me. I had a yelling, screaming husband. Why'd you book that load? That load was for a semi truck. I'm making mistakes. I remember one time I booked the load, you guys, he got to the load, and it was for a dry van. Like, I was all over the place, and he had deadheaded about 200 miles out. So when I tell you I'm really self-taught, believe me, any mistakes that were made, and I made them. I made those mistakes, okay? To move my story along a little bit, when we get into dispatching, and Tawana can be my witness, it really came a long way, right? Like just 2020, I jump on Instagram and you see like oversaturated of dispatchers. And I think in my head, like, where were y'all in 2015 when I had to go to UPS and print a form out and send it back to the carrier? It wasn't no cam scan. It wasn't like, where is this stuff at? So to give you some ancient history on how we used to dispatch, it went like this. You would use a load board. The load board, listen, when you go on a load board, you see load notes. 2015 wasn't no load notes. You had to call and ask them the information about the commodity. Yeah. Like, I'm serious, you guys. These load boards have advanced too. They came a long ways. Like, so for example, I will call, I will say, hey, I learned earlier to say, hey, I have a 40-foot hot shot. This is how much I can scale. And they'd be like, yeah, sure. What's your fax number? They would fax you and you would fill it out and you couldn't get the load. So I'm talking, you probably can only book 2 loads a day if we're talking about transferring back and forth. So it's really ancient back then. And I'm telling you, trucking has advanced tremendously because it was hard for me to dispatch at first, but I'm here. I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm in love with the new technology, and all I could think about was how what it took to get here. So I just wanted to give y'all like in the perspective of like what it was. Like, you guys are lucky, okay? Lucky, all right? And I'm like Tawana too. When you do it, I used to do dispatching courses, right? I can't do it no more. That's Tawana's niche. Because dispatching, teaching someone dispatching, I'm sorry. It's on you. The responsibility is big on the instructor. Okay. It's because it's so many things that can go wrong on a dispatching and trucker, a dispatcher and broker's conversation. Okay. It's so many dynamics. Then I'm booking this load. I got the rate per mile. He's going to get it. Now we're talking tow new. We're talking lumper fees. We're talking, hey, this is not what you said on the phone. You told me it was gonna be 5 rocks. I done got here and it's a whole house. Like, it's really different when you grab education. So I want to give to one of her flowers because I can't do that. I can't do that. I won't even pretend that I can teach somebody ground up dispatching, because dispatching is quite like cosmetology. You have to stay in the trend. You have to stay on top of the FMCSA. You have a lot of stuff you have to stay on top of. Rates, freight ways, all of that. So I just want to give you flowers for that. I can't do that. Okay.
Absolutely. I love the fact that you said dispatching is not easy. I preach this all the time, within the trainings and everything. It's not, when you come into it and you're giving your all in this, it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just that there's so many different pieces that you learn. You don't just stop at the training. You have to keep learning. You have to keep educating yourself. And it's one of those things that you once you get it, you got it. And then you keep learning, keep educating yourself on the difference and the trends. And like you said, different things that are we're going through a trend right now that's like crazy. These rates are crazy. The drivers and the carriers are losing their minds and things like that. Mm-hmm. But it's all about pivoting and making whatever changes you need to make in order for you to sustain in this business. We've been in this a long time.
It is. And I think I kind of distance myself from training somebody ground up, because I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys. I was drugged into this. You see what I'm saying? I actually had access, and I have an asset, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're speaking on learning dispatching and grabbing another source of income, you have to make sure that you tell who you're teaching, I had these resources coming in.
Right.
Now you got some of these people saying, hey, quit your job, come and dispatch.
Yep.
It's really tricky. So I had to back away and reform something that could give you back, as I had to put my feet in my shoes in other people's shoes on how to get into this industry. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe it was easy for me, but let's talk about sister girl that lost her job during COVID, that knows nothing about dispatching, but wants to jump into dispatching because that's all you see. Maybe it's something I want to be lucrative. I want to just, invest in, become bigger, grow, right?
Right.
You guys are looking at it at another level. I had a truck. I had a husband, a Metlin husband, right? I had to do it. But it's so many people out there that just come in and just do it. And I really commend y'all, right? Because you wasn't pushed in it. Like, this is your life, right? And I had to step back and revamp everything. I had to step back and say, hey, if I'm going to teach, I need to teach it like I ain't got nothing, right? I need to step back. So let me tell you what I did. It wasn't the hardest thing, but I fired my husband, okay? I said, hey, look, you dispatch your own trucks, okay? Like, because he was giving me a headache, and I don't know if y'all worked with y'all spouse before, but my goodness, it leaked cheese, okay? I needed prayer.
Shaking her head.
I needed prayer, coffee, and a Newport, okay? Like, I couldn't do it, right? So what I did was I said, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step back. We already had taught I have a daughter that's 21. So we taught her dispatching while she was in school during COVID, right? She wasn't doing nothing. We was paying Tuskegee tuition, and she was in my garage dancing to a TikTok. Okay. Hey, Tuskegee, all my COVID relief money. Okay. So he taught her how to dispatch, right? So I let them two thug it out together. And then I went and got my own carriers. And how I did that was I knew a couple of my husband's friends that had a truck. Everybody where he's from is into trucking. So I grew that way. So I absolutely understand where y'all are coming from, because I broke free. I had to get my own carriers. I had to do a lot, like a lot. So I started off with one hot shot. And when I started off with this one hot shot, Lord, it was like they was Mr. Magoo and Bo Winkle in the same truck. They was brothers, and they knew nothing. And I grew from that experience with them, because they helped me grow. Actually, they really helped me grow. He now has 2 dry vans, and one of my dispatch agents went on and just took them with her. But yes, I learned that way. So I understand you guys. I understand you guys that don't have anything jumping in this. And a lot of educators don't explain that. You know, I had a husband, okay? He had something, right? We're talking about these people that's on every day, that sees people's advertisement. It was like, hey, you want to make 7,000 a week? Come dispatch, you know? Baby, that 7,000 is an easy $70 a week. Okay. Like it's hard. It's hard. And I'm here to tell y'all, you know, anything that you guys need, especially you guys starting from the bottom, I can show you all the tricks to get ahead, especially with hot shot. Now I love hot shot because that's what I started with.
Yes,
all right. I started off with one hot shot. We now have 3 flatbed semis, and we still have the hot shot. I have a 15-year-old son that goes on loads with my husband during the summer when we're not in track, and he does load securement. So he's been doing this since he's been 13. So he straps, he tarps, he out there like a grown man. I wish I could share a picture. He's 15 with grown man muscles. Y'all feel me? So, he's out there with his dad. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, hot shot is hard. I don't know about you guys, but if you can dispatch a hot shot, especially a non-CDL hot shot, baby, you might as well try to go get you a job and do air trafficking.
Listen, I tell the dispatchers all the time, when you're first starting, the ones that's going to hit you up the most that need assistance is going to be box trucks and non-CDL hot shots. Those are going to be the 2 that's going to be hitting you up looking for loads at all times. So with that being said, Keisha, what do you feel? Do you feel like it's important to have a niche in the business, or do you feel like it's just, you know, when you're getting started, just dispatch for whatever truck or whatever piece of equipment come to your way? Or do you feel like it's important to start off with a niche?
I used to preach niche. You can ask Shay. I used to preach niche. Like, pick your niche. Like, I got an argument with B. For be logistic. I'm like, you stole my slogan. But he was like, nah, that's our slogan. Because it's true. Like, pick your niche, right? But now, you guys, we're in a space, right? Hear me out. We're in a space where everything is scarce. Okay? Baby, if somebody hits you up and say, hey, can you dispatch my box truck? What he'll say? He'll say, maybe it's a 1952, but it run. Baby, you better troubleshoot that 1952. It's out here. It is really scarce out here, you guys. I'm not playing. So when I say pick you a niche, I mean, how do I say this? Whatever comes to you is now your new niche. Yep. I don't want you guys turning down nothing, okay? I wouldn't turn down anything. I have one mentee. She always gets box trucks, but she promotes for dry vans. I'm like, baby,
don't we all?
God trying to tell you to get this box truck. That's what I told her. So you want to get whatever resonates to you. Now you can become picky. You can become picky when you master a niche, right? When you master something, you can become real picky and real choosy. Like, for example, can you dispatch my reefer? Oh, I heard reefers make good money, but baby, I ain't dispatching no reefer ever. Right? I don't want you to jump into bigger projects than you don't know. You get what I'm saying, y'all? I don't want you to go ahead and say, all right, well, I'll take a reefer. Now, if you're a new dispatcher and a reefer comes to you, baby, that's your new niche. It came to you. It came to the door. It's
your job is now to learn everything you need to know about that piece of equipment. And this is, and I preach this all the time. It's like, oh, I keep getting all this. It used to get to the point sometimes when I used to get emails, I still get them daily. People saying, oh, this box truck is trying to look for dispatch, and I'm sending him your way. Keep sending me the money. Keep sending me the money, because it gets to that point where it's like you just have to bog down and figure it out. Start calling the brokers, build your relationships. And if this is the type of equipment that's calling you, figure out how to make it work. You just can't continue to turn down business. You turn down business, and then in the other breath, you're saying, I'm not getting any business. This is not working for me. So it's not going to work for you if you're not, trying to figure out how to make what you have work. like they say, make lemonade out of lemons. So you
Right.
have to figure out a way to make what's coming your way work. Like if you're not getting the drive-ins, and 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a lot of drive-in people that's just calling you looking up for dispatching. Drivers
Exactly.
are not just sitting there at the truck stop saying, oh man, I need to go find me a dispatcher. Because the drive-in loads are there. They build those type of relationships, so they know how to call the brokers and get those type of loads. So you have to figure out how to step out your boundaries. You have to figure out, like, okay, if this is all who's calling me, research. What does it take to move a box truck? Who's moving box truck? Who are the brokers in your area that are moving box truck? Reach out and network with other dispatchers until you figure out, you know, how to make sure these box trucks get moved. It's not about turning it down. Right now, we got to pivot and work with the market. The market is not pivoting to work with us. We have to pivot and make the changes to work with the market. And Shay and I talk about it all the time because we're doing it as we speak. You know, drayage is my new favorite word because we're learning from A to Z drayage. Anything about drayage, we're learning it right now because that's the way the market is pivoting. So if that's something new that you want to learn in order to be able to make the money that you need to make to meet the goal, your weekly or monthly goals, then it is what it is. You know, you can't just say, oh, this is not working. Like, I'm not making this much money. I'm just going to quit. You know, it's an option. But at the same time, if this is what you want, if this is your passion, what's next? Maybe learning compliance, maybe learning back office, but not just letting it go if this is somewhere where you want to be, if this is the space where you're trying to be in.
I think that separates them though, like Tawana said. I think that separates the real from the fake. Okay. So when I mean that is you got 2 types of people, right? And I've met these people. You got people that just buy courses. They don't care. They'll go buy a make a basket course and say, oh, I want to do dispatching. Oh, I want to row a boat next week. You got those people. Those people are trendy entrepreneurs. They're just looking into something and anything to get into that's lucrative that they see, right? Then you have everybody in this because you didn't log on for no reason. You did not click this to register to be on here for no reason. You guys are the creme de la creme. You're trying to learn. You're trying to make this a legacy. You're trying to get some money. So I think we get so caught up in, like Tawana said, oversaturation, right? And then some of us get discouraged, right? We get discouraged and we're like, trucking ain't what they say. Yes, it is. Exactly. It most definitely is, right? It is. So the way we need to separate ourselves is, okay, you a new dispatcher, but you ain't finding no carriers. All right. I'm really, really, really good at talking to these brokers. Maybe somebody pay me for the broker connection. Hey, I got a brokers list that just talks to dispatchers, right? Hey, I really like doing IFTAs. Hey, well, hit me up for IFTA, right? Or my newest one, I have a mentee in my class, you guys, that lives in Miami, right? She had no carriers. She works at the plastic surgery office, right? And she was like, hey, Keisha, I see Sprinter vans all the time, taking these ladies to the I guess it's like a hospital house, care house.
Recovery home.
I said, yeah. I say, well, why don't you look into that? Lo and behold, all she made was one phone call to a plastic surgery office, and they said, yeah, you can transport from the airport to get them checked in. Yeah, we can start from there. It starts with an inquisitive mind. It starts with thinking outside the box. Okay. Yeah, I don't have no carriers, but what can I do in the meantime, between time, in trucking?
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to get everybody into. And I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people that step into dispatching are not even dispatchers. They're gonna flourish and do different things.
The phone down.
Right? They might like compliance. They might be really good at filing. They might be really good at making dedicated freight. Say, hey, Walmart has 3 lanes open. Sell that lane. Sell that lane. Yeah. It's so many different ways to make money in trucking. But I'm gonna tell you this. If you're looking for a quick buck, you can give up. You can give up. This right here, I'm telling you, this right here takes grit and grind. You have to figure out where you want to be, how much you want to make. I mean, come on. Excuse me, come on. My daughter goes to Tuskegee, right? She called me. Woo woo. She called me. She called me one day and she was like, Ma, guess what? I said, what? She said, they need a flatbed truck at the agricultural area. They need bills of hay. She called her daddy. Her daddy was on campus the next week with 2 trucks ready.
Right.
It starts off with just an inquisitive mind. If you live beside a big industrial area, take your buddy in. Be nosy. Hey, you need trucks? What y'all doing over here? This what I do, Tawana. They building houses. I stop every day. I said, what y'all need over here? Y'all want me to get some coffee? Y'all need some trucks? It starts with just that. You really have to step out there and use your mouth, use your vocals, you gotta use your associates, everybody around you. I might not know something, but I know Tawana know it. I know Shay know it. You gotta keep your connection strong. This is not a competition because Shawana got something I want. Shay might got something I want. Y'all might have something I need, and we can definitely exchange. I might get a load in California. I ain't going to California. I ain't even going to Oklahoma. So I might call you and be like, hey, girl, I got one in California. We switch. And that's what I love about dispatching. It's not, people say, my husband says it's competitive, but it's not for me. It's not for him either. It's just a network. If your network is tight, your net worth will grow.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It's a lot of times, you have to get out of that mindset of, I don't want to tell anybody nothing, because if I tell her, then she going to start working with this broker. For one, your truck is not always going to be in the position where this broker needs the loads. For two, I mean, how many loads can you possibly take? You got to do a 34-hour research. You're driving 10 hours a day. So it's like you got to be willing to share information. You got to be willing to help others. You can't just have that take mentality in this industry. The networking is so much more valuable than anything. It's about taking the proper training, doing your own research, and then from there, you just have to hit the ground running and make sure that you are meeting the goals that you're trying to meet. But at the same time, what are those goals? What are the goals that you're trying to meet? Have you set any goals? Have you set your marketing? Do you have everything in place before you even get out there and say that I can't do this. I can't do this. It's definitely more into it. And I always say the proper training is always the number one. And people know me, and I do these all the time. I do these every month. And it's not about taking my training. It's about researching and finding the training for you. Whatever training is going to work for you, whatever person is going to speak to you, whatever person is going to give you the information, and whatever person that you research and make sure that person does great classes, they have reviews, they have everything that they need so that you can have everything that you need. If you research someone and you look up their LLC and they just started their business last month and they teaching classes, that may not be the class for you. You have to make sure that you're researching these people that you're taking classes from and be sure that they can give you what you need to move on. I'm sorry, Shay. Give you what you need to get your business up and running. So, it's a lot. You get on these calls every month and it's hard because I want to see everybody succeed. Anybody that's in my Slack group, they know, like, I'll drop my information in there. If I had a girl the other day, she was in the group, she was just sad. I'm like, call me ASAP. Because sometimes it just takes a phone call. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of motivation. It's not like you're doing something wrong, but it's about trying to figure out where you are, what are you doing, and how do we reroute you in the right direction. It's like make a U-turn if necessary. But you got to have the right networks, people that's willing to do that. If you're in the network with someone and every time you turn around, they're dropping their consultation link, that may not be the network for you. Not saying that not saying that people's time is not valuable. Right. Don't get me wrong, but every
right. You're right.
A phone call. It just needs a phone call.
But I really feel like Tawana, Shay, Shaq, Jameer, all of us don't mind giving our real number out. I'm just gonna say that.
That's not true. I didn't say that. No.
Right. We don't mind giving our real number out. Okay. It's just, I hate to do this. I'm gonna bring the broom out. Y'all remember Apollo the Sandman? All right. So look, let me tell you, it's two type of people though. you have those people that genuinely need you, right? You have those people that are really stuck, that are really like, hey, what's next? Then you have those people that'll go pay for a consultation and then ask you for something for free, right? Ask you for something for free. You told them the same thing, but it wasn't as fancy as them. So you gotta stay away from people like that. I'm fancy too. Go ahead, pay me. I'm fancy. So you gotta. I'm telling you, with value, if you're giving out value, you need to be compensated. Okay, you need to be compensated. I'm not saying everything has a price. I'm not. Everything doesn't have a price. If you want some real genuine conversation and some advice, I'm not gonna charge you for that. But
Right.
me telling you to get on the Zoom and say, click here, they might cost something. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to get uptight about that, right?
You have to know the difference and also be
right, you gotta know the difference because everybody in here is leaders, right? Once you get the information, you see what I'm saying? Once you know how hard it is to obtain the information, what that lady say, the price is the price. You got to stick with it.
Yesterday's price is not
today's price. So you have to just stay afloat. I get what you're saying, Tawana, but I was like, wait a minute now. You know. But
yes.
But I really feel like God has given me a gift. And you know how they used to tell us when we was little, y'all, you got a gift. God gives everyone a gift, right? He didn't tell us if we all had the same gift, right? But God's given us a gift, right?
Right.
And my gift is to help anyone in need. And what I've learned in these 39 years, you have some people that knows your gift, right? And they'll take advantage of your gift. Mm-hmm. So you absolutely have to have a mind for discretion. Okay, you always got to keep that because you guys are gonna go out and you're gonna grow. You're gonna give somebody else this information as well too. But they can't keep calling you just for the information. You are not dispatching for dummies. You are not Google. You are a personal experienced link. So if you need me, you know what I'm saying, use me properly. That's all.
Amen. 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 With that being said, if we have some questions, we're gonna allow people to unmute. And like I said, don't be shy. People get on these calls a lot of times and they're like, I don't want to ask. People gonna think I don't know. They're gonna think I don't, I don't my experience. We all unexperienced. Everybody has been in that predicament. So if you don't ask, you'll never know. Okay. So if you have a question, you got something you want to say, you got a comment, a concern, an issue. Look at Miss Sharona. She done raised her hand already. You ain't even let me get to that part to say, raise your hand if you have Miss Sharenda. I love Miss Sharenda. This girl, when I say support, she put the S in the word support. You hear me?
The S's.
Yes, girl. Miss Sharenda, how you doing this morning? This evening.
You stuck in the morning.
Like, where you at? You remote trying to tell us where you at?
She in France, Miss Ross. She in France.
I was just well, I keep showing up because we always the student, and I know that Keisha does hot shots, and that has seemed to be my, I guess, niche. And I just wanted to know, could I network with her? Could I like DM her or something? Because I don't dispatch a lot now. I have carriers that I support, I guess, more so, but they're hot shot carriers. Like they move in the truck and I'm doing a lot of the other stuff for them. They booking. So I want to see, could I connect with her? Because I know that's been her specialty.
Girl, you ain't got to ask Miss Tawana, boo boo. I'm here. Write down my number: 256-400-9455. Go ahead, you call me, text me.
I'm finna call you right
now. Okay.
Okay.
I got a whole lot of
256-494-55.
Yes, ma'am. And what do you think that you're getting stuck at? Let me ask you that real quick.
Hello?
Is it
Hello, this is Roman.
Hello?
Hello, this is Roman.
Oh, hi, good day, sir. This is
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What
Oh, that's
happened?
all right. Hello?
Go
I'm
ahead.
I'm thinking I'm on the phone. Hello?
I had to put somebody on mute. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Miss Sharonda, what do you think that first of all, I'm gonna ask you a real personal question. What are you scared of?
Oh, no. I ain't scared. I want to just network with you because I do get a lot of hot shots. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. No.
Oh, you ain't never scared, huh?
No. We
Nah,
gonna
Miss
feel it.
Brenda, ain't no scared in her, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
you
sometimes I get these I get these hot, like it's just outside of my capacity, or these carriers have questions maybe I've never had before because I'm dealing with a lot of investors who own these
okay.
hot shots. So
Yeah.
sometimes, they are trying to expand, and I know you are a fleet owner as well, so you guys, you have a truck. So with me
Right.
not having a truck, some of the stuff they're asking me I don't really know, and sometimes just to have somebody who I know is playing in that space I would like to connect with, and I don't have that. Now Tawana is my
Well,
dispatch queen, like with stuff, but like I know I follow Keisha, I know she do hot shots, you know what I'm saying, so I
yeah.
know. So I just wanted to connect because I'm getting 2 investors right now that are in the process of getting their authority. And some questions come up that I know I can't answer sometimes. And I hate to send them to a
Somebody
network
else. Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
that would lead them wrong, That's all.
I will tell you though, hot shot is a lot. Okay. You're dealing with different FMCSA rules. You're dealing with I just spoke to a guy yesterday. He told me, I need a drug test. Yes, you
Yes.
definitely need a drug test. Okay. So it's many things. And then I'm gonna tell y'all this, y'all. It ain't no secret. It's like these guys all went to play spades on a Saturday with their boys, and they just go out and buy a hot shot Monday because somebody has told them, hey, this is the easy way to get in trucking, right? Mm-hmm. And then they call out for people like Miss Sharonda because she sees Miss Sharonda got a truck, and they say, hey, what did I do next? They don't research. Right. You get what I'm saying? So I will help you with that. I'll give you a list of what all hot shots need. I'll give you anybody in here, if you're onboarding a hot shot, it's 2 things that I always want you to do. I want you to tell them to measure from ground up to trailer up. All hot shots are different. I mean, all trailers are
all
different.
Trailers are not created equal.
They're not. You have some trailers that they have revamped and put wood on. You have some that have been refurbished and have steel. So I'm gonna give you that gem. Always tell them to measure from ground up to wherever how dock high. If some of them are not even dock high. No. I'm gonna tell you another one. If you have a hot shot that's a 40-foot hot shot that sits lower to the ground, baby, you might as well just open up your load board and put HS hot shot. This is for truck stop. HS hot shot and FSD, flatbed step deck. Okay, because now you fall under another category because your trailer is lower. Okay, and everybody that does hot shot do not want to graduate to a flatbed. Get that out your head. Right. You have some hot shot drivers that
go buy a flatbed.
Right, that love hot shots and they want to stay at hot shot. Right. That's their baby. Okay, so don't think that everybody wants to become a flatbed. Yeah, it's different money, but when you speaking to guys that love, it's just like a Impala to a Mustang or a Ford to a Chevy. These men like what they like, and women too. So if they like that flatbed hot shot, I don't want you to overly promote getting them like, hey, why don't you get this semi? They might not like that. You know what I'm saying? They might like their lane. Right. Another gem I can tell you, Miss Sharonda, is to always send them a correct load list for a hot shot. I don't know why people in the hotshot community feel like that, you know, they can cut corners. All right. No, use my language. You do not need to buy no cheap ass tarps from Home Depot. You need to get on, you need to go to Fleet Pride. You need to order you some tarps. You need to go make sure that your chains are correct. Make sure you got the right G75 on your chains. You need to make sure you have the either 4 to 8, 2 to 4 inch binders and straps. Well, straps. You need to have the correct binders. You need to have everything to secure that load like you're in a big truck. So I'll give you the list too, Sharon. And another flatbed thing is tell them to send you a picture. Tell them to send you a picture. They need to send you a picture, and they need to send you a VIN. No, you're not the insurance company. No, you just dispatch, right? But you need that VIN. And I'm gonna tell you why you need that VIN. You need that VIN to look it up. You need to make sure you're dispatching for a legit truck. Okay. So those are my jams about the hotshot lane. Miss Sharonda, you can hit me up anytime if you need me to give you a list or walk you through a new hotshot onboarding.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, we got Miss Adrienne Corda.
Come on, Golden Tiger. What you got for me?
Girl, see you. I'm definitely gonna want to know more about your daughter. I just sent you a message like, what's her major? Did she pledge? Like,
girl, you know what? She won't talk to me about pledging, girl, but maybe she can talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying?
You could connect me with her.
She's a junior. Yeah, okay.
I am Gamma. But yeah, thank you for allowing me to ask a question. So I just joined Just Black group and just been watching the YouTube video. So I'm happy to be here live. I invested in a course. One of my friends have an authority and they also just started a course. So of course I'm like, okay, I'll invest in your course. You can teach me what you know. And really more so as a friend, so I'll always be connected. So I didn't really look at like I paid the money, now I didn't get anything. But kind of, it's like I paid the money, I got the course. I could still ask them questions, but I really don't know what the hell to do, like where to start. So I did like I got my business set up. So I like all the paperwork or whatever, website, everything. But it's like, do I start with finding carriers and calling carriers, finding brokers and calling brokers? Do I print out the marketing 4x6s and go to a truck stop? Like, where do I start my business? I thought that I could start with a couple of truck drivers that I knew. Like, I have a cousin that's been driving for years, but he got into some stuff where like he had an accident. So like he has a lot to take care of with his business. I'm like, well, once you get that together, like I would love to work with you. And he like, Adrian, just call me anytime you have a question, but really sometimes I don't even know what to ask. Then I met a guy who has a transport. He has a ProMaster transport, but he doesn't have a CDL. So like, I don't really know how, like I told him I would love to be a dispatcher, but I'm not really sure. Like when I was talking to my friend whose course I did, he like, yeah, the transport, that's kind of hard to dispatch for because it's not a lot of demand. So I was like, I don't really know where to start. I've tried, I've come into some options, but I don't really know where to start. So I wanted to ask like any tips or like 3 things you could give me. Like, I'm gonna take those 3 things and I'm gonna hit the ground running. It's just like, I just don't know where to start.
Let me get this one first, Keisha.
Okay.
Okay.
I was over here like double dash. Hold on.
Right, I'm about to jump in. Let me get this one first.
Listen, come on, because I'm not the type of person that's like, tell me I'm not gonna do the research. It's more so like, it's so much out there. It's like, where do I start?
Okay. First of all, let me make sure I got this right before I say my statement. So it's a friend of yours that you paid for a course, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't gotten what you wanted from the course.
I'm still like, where the hell do I start? It's not that the course was horrible or anything like that, because I'm not.
I'm not insinuating that. What I'm saying is again, like I already said before, if you pay for a course, get what you're supposed to get from the course. My second thing to you, the first thing hopefully you should have got out of the course was the A, B's, and C's, which is how to start, which comes from your business setup. That's the first thing. You can't go nowhere without that business setup. From your business setup, from there, it is your, setting up in-house. Do you have a courier agreement? Do you have a website? Do you have a phone number? Do you have flyers? Do you have a logo? Like, what does your face look like? If someone was to look you up, are you a dispatcher? That type of stuff. And then even before you start looking for carriers at this point, and this is just me being 100, I love y'all to death. But at this point, if I was a carrier and you call me, I would not allow you to dispatch for me. Okay, you have to, you're saying what's next? What's next is learning before you take on a carrier. Because, and I probably say this because, just like Shay or Keisha and a lot of people on this phone call, we're carriers as well. So coming from the carrier side, if you're not helping me to make any money, I don't need you. Okay. So if you're not doing me a service, I don't need you. And you're doing yourself and a carrier a disservice without the education. So my next thing is, where are you located?
Detroit. I was gonna get you your bottle.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not gonna talk about that right now. We'll talk about that. Yes. Okay. All right. March 14th, I'm sending you a link for my training. All right. You need a full
March 14th.
I'm sorry, May 14th. Put it on your calendar. Shoot me an email reminder and I'll send you the link, and I'm gifting you that training. Okay. I need you to take that training before you start dispatching for anybody.
Okay. And that's the thing, when you say learning, it's like, okay, well, I took the course, like, what do I need to do research? Because I will put time aside throughout the day to,
the research is going to come in. What's your niche? What's going to be the equipment you dispatch for? Get cargo van out your head. Starting off right now, that's not for you, because you're going to drink more than you dispatch if you're trying to dispatch for a cargo van. So don't do it. Just get it out your head. Say no, thank you. As dispatchers, as somebody starting or as somebody who's been in the business forever, you have to be able to understand the word no. You have to be able to be comfortable with turning business down. All business is not going to be the proper business for you. Okay. So if it's something that you're not doing, if it's something that, you don't have knowledge about, or if it's something you feel like you're going to spend way too much time on let me give you a perfect example. You dispatch a load for a cargo van, what, $500? Let's say you charge 10%. It took you 3 or 4 hours to move that load. You just made $50 in 3 or 4 hours. Versus you dispatch for a great load that you just booked for a hot shot, $2,500, and you're charging 8%. Okay, so you just made $180 for those 2 or 3 hours versus $50. You know what I'm saying? So you have to value your time a little bit. And sometimes that's going to be saying, you know what, I'm going to pass on this carrier and I'm going to move on. We're going to wait for the next one. It's coming. You can pass on it. It's coming. The next one is coming, I promise you. But if you spend too much time on a piece of equipment that's not, not going to be conducive to what you're doing, then you'll find that your love for what it is that you're trying to learn, it starts to go away. Okay, so my gift to you is my class May 14th, and I really want you to get your education, find your niche first, and then you can jump out there and say, okay, I'm ready for my first carrier. Keisha, you want to piggyback?
I mean, Tawana got you, but I do want to tell you this, Adrian, I want you to stop focusing on your business documents. Okay, you put too much time and effort in being verifiable at this point in time. You need to start focusing on the education portion, right? You want to be more confident and stronger in how you speak to people, how you talk to carriers, right? This is why I'm not a fan of anybody giving a new dispatcher a broker list to cold call. You can't even talk to a broker to book a load. How you gonna talk to a shipper? You see what I'm saying? So I really feel like education is what's holding you back. You're really bright. You know what I mean? So maybe when you take Tawana class, you take some strengths from it and work on that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're in Detroit. All right. You in Detroit, right? Right? What do you got in Detroit? The biggest car manufacturer, right?
Car parts get moved out of Detroit daily.
Right. You need to after you take the course, you need to think about being a liaison, walking into these companies. Hey, what kind of trucks do you move? Get yourself an analysis, write it down. Hey, this moves this way, this moves that way. And like Tawana said, you're focusing too much on something that's not making you no money.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Good.
So to her point, the ABCs is what I did get. So that's where it was like, okay, start up. Cause it was like in my mind, like you can start dispatching tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and I got in this for longevity. Like I'm switching careers. So it's not like a get rich quick scheme, but it's more like, okay, I did what you told me to do. Now what? And you guys.
Okay, what did you do before?
I'm a CPA, but I'm
Girl, get off this. Tawana, get her off my line.
No, really, like I'm switching my career because I have mastered the language of business.
A CPA, and you can also master trucking in CPA.
Yeah.
Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's not like you have to dispatch, baby. You are armed with a whole degree. You can import after you get to grab the education from dispatching. You have a visual idea how it is to run a dispatching company, and wants to want to give you that lingo about, hey, back office and compliance, hey, finances, hey, people need you to help them structure their financial business for trucking.
Yeah. So that was my thing.
Like,
that was my thing. Like I got into dispatching to learn the trucking business, if that makes sense. I want to dispatch so I can understand how it all works. But it's just like I spend my days like, okay, I listen to Tawana YouTubes, I listen to Trucking Hustle, but it's like, what the hell do I do? So the education. So between now and May 14th, when you say learn the education, like, do I need to figure out, do I want to just do dry vans right now, or do I need to?
You don't need to do none of that. You need to pick up a glossary, a trucking glossary, and work with that until May 14th. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Check it.
I think so. What you think, Tawana?
Yeah. I think she needs to check her email and see what I just sent her.
Okay, thank you. And don't forget to connect me with your daughter, because I'm gonna be at homecoming.
Oh, girl, I'm there at every homecoming, supervising, mingling.
All right. Thank you, Miss Adrian. All right, Miss Marquisha, Mr. Roman, I need you to keep your phone on mute, please. All right, Miss Marquisha Brown.
Yes, hello. My question is for Miss Lakisha, and actually, I've inboxed her a couple of times. Actually, just today, because I signed up for her dispatcher cram session on Friday. So,
Friday.
Yes. So my question is, because I have sent you a message about, inquiring about your mentorship. I am interested, but I know the hours is like that you do the classes. I mean, the mentorship is 6 to 9. So I'm a school teacher. Is that conducive for me right now, or should I just wait until I'm about to be out for the summer, like June? I have like exactly a month left for school.
Is Sade still in here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Okay, we got like 3 teachers in the mentorship.
Don't consider me bad. I appreciate it.
They just listen, and I'm gonna tell y'all the only reason why I do early morning mentorship is because, baby, you got to get this live training. I want you to hear how these brokers talk to you. I want you to understand how you can't be lollygagging. You got to book that load. You can't be on your calculator. How many miles? you gotta keep it rolling. And I'm not. And
you can't
I'm
wake
not
up 10 o'clock in the morning talking about you about to
start. I'm not being rude, Miss Keisha, Miss Brown. If people have asked me to do the mentorship later in the afternoon, I can't. It ain't nothing you can learn from live training and me being a mentor. Now you can grab, Miss Tawana, educational, you can do that. You can learn all times of the day. But if you want this on the job training, you're gonna have to be up, you're gonna have to be ready, you're gonna have to get the sleep out your eye, you're gonna have to turn your wig around, you're gonna have to get up in the morning and be ready to dispatch. But yes, I have 3 teachers in my class, in my mentorship right now, and they, they can't talk, they don't talk. They just go on mute, but they still receive the training.
Okay, and that's like, I'm a morning person. I am up literally with school in session or without, like 5:30, like every morning. Like, it doesn't matter.
And I want you to know, I don't take everybody in mentorship. I just love your energy from our conversation.
Like,
girl, God, listen. I be vetting people too. People like, let me pay for your mentorship, baby. I don't know. Can you give me a background about you? Listen, I'm just around like good people, good spirits. I have the same people. I've been doing early mentorship for a year now. I have the same people in there. We just get up and we hold each other accountable. We book loads together and then we get off and we go about our day.
Well, guess what? I'm about to sign up today.
Oh, well, baby.
That's what I was just holding off on because I was like, not saying that I didn't want to do it and like I didn't think that it was beneficial, but if me knowing, I didn't know like how it was set up and structured. So with me being a teacher, was it something that was doable for me like right now, or should I just wait? Because the hours is perfect for me. Like I'm up doing whatever, like early in the morning. So like that's not a problem. I just wanted to be able to still be able to engage, and get what I'm able to get. But if it's, hey, and the other teachers that's in there, we could link up too. They can give me some pointers and we could go.
Baby, we be in there. It's accountability at that point. My goal is to have all my mentees carriers, so nobody just won't be sitting. You get what I'm saying? Every load that we book, we go through the RPM. We make sure it's the right load for them. Like we just do it together. It's accountability. Right. And if you're in my mentorship, I give you one carrier. So whatever carrier comes to me, they go to you. We take turns.
That's even better. Thank you. Look, you're a blessing in disguise.
Baby, I had steps that was ordered and I'm just walking in. How about that?
That's right.
Understand. So look, your method of payment is the same one that I paid for the
yes.
session? Okay. All righty. I'm about to go on and pay for my mentorship. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. Miss Nicole Morrison, come on down. You are the next person on the first.
Come on, Nikki, what you got?
Stop, Keisha. Don't start now. Hi, ladies. I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to make a comment and basically just say thank you to Tawana and Keisha for forums like this, because dispatching is not easy. And it's not for the weak. I've been doing it for 9-10 months now. And Tawana and Keisha can both tell you, I've had moments of crisis. I'm quitting. I'm done. I didn't really want to quit, but I was venting it out because I was so frustrated. My truck is not moving. Yes, I dispatch for my husband. Our 2 trucks. So when the truck doesn't move, I can control and move my driver how I want to move him. But when I have to dispatch for my husband, it does something to my soul. My soul, my whole entire soul, because that's how stressful it can get. And I'm not trying to discourage you from, doing what you do with your partner. This is our business. This feeds our family. So I go through the motions, but I'm just saying I'm thankful for platforms like this where you can have an outlet and there's other people who understand what you're going through and how you're trying to build and scale. And there are other women they're like you. They're just like you. And so it's just a good thing to have when you're going through this whole trucking entrepreneur, especially when it's a new world for you. So I just wanted to say thank you.
And I told you to put some arsenic in his Kool-Aid.
That was from
his spirit down. His
spirit
down, baby. Nicole, I tell you that all the time. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Earshot.
Lord Jesus, I could not with her.
Miss Francis said my link is down. It sure is, Miss Francis. I'm trying to get my life back in formation. I'm dealing with everything through my email. So I'll put my email in there. I'm filtering out some things and changing my website. So yeah, I got a son he goes to Alabama A&M. He's supposed, I don't know what his major is. It changes every day. He do tattoos now, so I don't know, but he's really good at computers, so he wants to come to my website. So I'm gonna give you my email if you want to talk to me. I'll give you my email.
That's what's up. All right, we got Miss Tamara Nash up. Miss Tamara,
hello, how is everyone?
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So I am pretty much new to this. I'm still like in the research stage and new to this. So I had a question, and I was watching a video the other day and I had the question, couldn't remember it. And now when the first lady came up, I remember my question. What is a hot shot?
A hot shot, don't let it, man, that's not even a stupid question. You know that, right?
Right.
A hot shot is a truck that has a trailer behind it. So when you see it looks like a personal use truck. It's how do I explain this to you? You can unhook it and go pick up watermelons. It's a trailer behind it. So you got like the bed and then you have the trailer. So it's a 2-part.
Oh, okay, like somebody like doing
There
lawn.
you go.
Okay, like somebody that got their own lawn care business or something.
Yes. They call it a hot shot. It's interchangeable. It's interchangeable. But I'm glad Miss Tamara answered that question because I got a question for all you hot shots out there. If you take that trailer off, what comes off as well? Anybody? Anytime you park that trailer and that trailer come off, what do you take off as well? Your magnets. Your magnets.
The DOT, the authority.
Yes. Your magnets. Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad I asked that because I thought hot shots was new truckers.
Girl, it sounds like it though.
I did because when the first lady was talking, I was trying to read between the lines and figure out what it was. And I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna still ask because I'm confused. I don't know what it is.
No,
because I was thinking
that's not a dumb question. Not whatsoever.
Well, thank y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hot shots is the same thing like a box truck. It can be CDL or non-CDL.
Non-CDL.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all for that.
You're welcome.
No problem, Miss Nash.
All right, I got next Miss Charlene Gilbert. Miss Charlene.
Hello, Miss Charlene. Miss Charlene, before you start talking, are you the one, Anthony Hamilton? Did you go home to Anthony Hamilton? Did you go home? He was
home, Charlene.
So, Tawana, I am so happy that I joined your call. So I met you actually with Good Energy when you came in there and did a course with him. And I just love your energy and the information. And I felt like things were missing as well as far as mentorship and just getting further education on this. So I've been finished the course and then I took some time out for myself because I realized that dispatching is just not dispatching. You actually got somebody's life in your hands. And me being in compliance all my life, I was like, take a seat back, take a deep breather, and really figure out if this is something that you really want to do. And then I started studying the market to find out what was missing in the trucking industry. My life is compliance, ironically. So I started studying the compliance side of it and found that was my high. Like just getting all the regulations and reading it and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, wow. And then finding out that the niche for me was these guys that are just going and getting these CDLs and not being educated on nothing. And to me, that is the most dangerous part. They just feel like they can just get in a truck and go and not be in compliant with anything. So I'm saying all this to say is that I started out with dispatching, which I still will do, but I will get qualified people to take that on. And I'm now taking courses in compliance. And actually, I've had 4 investors come to me that just want to get into trucking and say, look, I'm going to buy these 18-wheelers. Can you help me out? And I'm like, what? And like somebody said, they don't know nothing about trucking. They just want to put the money into it. And so I give them a whole outline of everything that needs to be done from regulations. And I'm like, it's just not a truck. You got to make sure that your driver is in a clearinghouse, that is doing drug tests, that, the whole 9 yards. And they're like, whoa. And I'm like, this is a lot of responsibility. So I just wanted to say that to Adrienne, where she has accounting. These guys need accountants. I'm actually looking to put my whole program together and have niches where I can connect people with other people. Accounting is huge. I follow, what's Prestige? Is it Prestige that you, I think that you're affiliate with? Like, there is niches. Yeah, it's a lot of niches for everyone in trucking. And here it is. I thought I was going to be doing dispatching. And now I'm on a mentorship for compliance because it's a huge business. So
I absolutely love that, because you took the class and like you said, you did a step back and then you found another niche that works out better for you. That's amazing, because I feel like everybody needs to do that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was spending $70,000 and allowing, and then letting it get repossessed, and then realizing that, you don't go out and buy a piece of equipment. You learn the transportation industry from the ground up. So it's like you said, it's not about trucking. And that was me. That was I was that person. That's how I got into the industry first. And I tell people that story all the time, because it's important for you to understand what can happen in this industry if you don't have the education. And a lot of my clients just don't have that education. That's why, as dispatchers or compliance officers or whatever it is that you're going to be, that's why it's so important for you to be educated, because there's a lot that you can teach them. And while you're teaching them, that's another stream of income that you got coming in. For me, it was learning dispatching. From dispatching, it was learning compliance. From compliance, it was doing my consortium. You know what I'm saying? Everything within the transportation industry. I'm not going out and selling Mary Kay. I'm staying in my industry, and I'm going to get all these different niches that's all in the same industry. So sometimes you take a class, and like she said, you figured out that dispatcher may not be where you want to be at the moment. And she did say, not that she's not going to revisit it, but she found something better. And she found a void that she can fix within the industry and to help people understand how to get into this industry. And that's definitely a void. So, and I always tell you guys, freight waves should be in your inbox at all times. FMCSA newsletter should be in your inboxes at all times. If you're not educating yourself on the industry, you're doing yourself and your carriers a disservice. Understanding the regulations, understanding new rules, being able to let them know, hey, break safety week is coming up, such and such is coming up. Any different type of thing that you can educate them on, I promise you they need it. I promise you they need it. Carriers just know that they had enough money to buy a truck. That's it. That's it. Half of them don't know they're supposed to be in a clearinghouse. Half of them don't understand that they're supposed to take a drug test. Half of them don't even understand why they need an MC to leave from Georgia to Tennessee. Oh, it's just right there. Yeah, you cross state lines. So that education portion is important. So if you get it, then that's something different. That's something else that you're adding on to your list of services that you're providing to your carriers. It's not just, I just need to learn how to get this truck from point A to point B. That's not everything that dispatching is about. Dispatching is also about learning transportation, learning the whole supply chain as a whole. So that I commend you for that. That's awesome.
thank you.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Miss Chloe. Miss Chloe.
Hi. Hey everybody.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? You said my name like you knew me, and that felt good.
No, it was easy to read. Mm-hmm. If it had two more syllables in it, I probably wouldn't have said it right.
It's a rich girl name. I love it.
Yeah, it's that rich girl name. What's going on?
It. Well, I'm in the situation like I actually found this link on LinkedIn because I was listening and on a session you did on Clubhouse. And so I was like, let me look her up on LinkedIn. So yeah, so I looked you up on LinkedIn. I found you all, and I'm glad I'm here. I've been doing transportation for 5 years now. And I was just on the other side. I was on the shipper side. Went from being a processor to a logistics coordinator, and now I'm a dispatcher. But the type of dispatching that I do is for a non-emergency medical transportation services, and it's like the same thing. I was kind of disappointed when I signed up for it because I was thinking the name of the company was the same name as a bigger company. I didn't want to say the name, but and so I was misled. And so I did take a pay cut, and I was just like, I want to be a dispatcher. So why not invest into becoming one, even though I'm not dispatching freight, I'm dispatching people. But I'm still pursuing to be a freight dispatcher. I took a course. I took it like a year ago. And I got what I needed from it. It's I feel like I need more. I feel like I'm limited, and I don't want to limit myself, you know. I don't have a lot of people to network with, basically. And it's just I was like, it's an okay course. It was an okay course, but
You don't listen. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got to pick up the pieces, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't fixate on it so much, all right? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be an excuse maker. Like, I don't got this because of my I signed up for this class. I signed up for this. I'm gonna tell y'all something that may hurt y'all feelings. I don't care. If you got a piss poor, if you took a piss poor course and you didn't leave a review, and you didn't do your due diligence and check out what that dispatching course entailed, then it's kind of your fault. Right? You see what I'm saying, Chloe? But the great thing about it is you got people like me and Tawana. You got people like Shay. You got people in this group right here. Just become a part of this group. I'm gonna tell you, if it's in you, it's in you. Right? If it's a learning curve, you got to understand your learning curve too. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to pick up the pieces, I would really invest in yourself, right? I would start with YouTube, right? And if you're still not connecting the dots with that course that you took, then I would reach out. And I left my email in there too. You can hit me up as well. I have no problem with that. I just don't want you to become, Pooh, Eeyore. I don't want you to come no Eeyore. I want you to get it so you can get this money, get positive, and let's go. We ain't got time for excuses. We out here. It's money out here. I'm like, dollar bills, money downstairs, baby. And it's summer and spring. Come get this money.
I could not with her. I 1,000% agree with her, and I'm gonna say this. I want you to review, like she said, some of the correct people on YouTube. Review my videos on YouTube. Review Bumblebee Dispatching on YouTube. Review Sade just said Exodus Logistics on YouTube.
That's the course. That's the course.
Oh, that's the course you took?
Yeah, that's the course I took. But like she was saying, it was the fault of my own because I couldn't. Here I was thinking I was going to give this course all of my time, and my time was just limited because I was like, okay, I want to hurry up and do dispatching, but I did it for a company rather than doing it for myself.
Take out hurry up and do dispatching. We're not hurrying up and do this, but we're gonna learn it. Learn it, and then we're gonna move forward. So I want you to do some research for me. What's today? The 25th. For one, let me continue on having a LinkedIn. I love it when I hear people say they have a LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is like Instagram for business and serious people. If you do not have a LinkedIn, you are doing yourself a disservice. I get so many clients on LinkedIn.
And I don't have a LinkedIn because
I just got it.
It's kind of intimidating.
I'm gonna yell at you.
I don't got no LinkedIn because I don't want to make one big move, one wrong move.
Ain't no wrong move you're gonna make on LinkedIn. All that business is gonna start flowing your way. But I commend you, Miss Chloe, for having your LinkedIn account. But like I said, do your your service. Today is the 25th. I'm gonna give you 7 days, and I need you to shoot me an email and tell me where you are.
Okay.
Okay.
I will. Yes, I will.
Y'all see that? admitted to the group, I don't have a LinkedIn. Now you got my sisters mad at me. But see, the reason why I don't have a LinkedIn is because just like Miss Francis said, Keisha, your website is down. I'm still growing and I'm still learning. It is time for my business to get information and I flop. So since I got salt and pepper on my back, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let them help me with my LinkedIn. Salt and pepper, i.e. Shay and Tawana. I will have a LinkedIn up and ready.
I'm Pepper. I cannot with her. Thank you, Miss Chloe. 7 days, ma'am.
And you're welcome, Miss Tawana. What's your email address? Is it in the
You just said you found me on LinkedIn, right?
Oh, okay. No problem.
7 days.
Okay.
Okay. Miss Kendra. Miss Kendra.
Hi, ladies. Yes.
Companies in her lap. What's going on?
I do. I got a sick child, but I'm still tuned in with y'all. Miss Tawana, I did like Charlene. I found you on the Good Energy course when you came in and did the mastermind call. You were very knowledgeable about box trucks. I was like, let me tap in with her. I finished the course last month. I just started marketing and promoting my dispatch company about 2 weeks ago. I've been getting some leads, but like you said, all money, not good money. And it's okay for me to say no. So I've been having to say no because they're not a good fit. Like it'll be a box truck, a 16-foot, and he want to be home every night. And I'm like, I can't do nothing with you. Or it's a new authority. He has a dry van, but he want to be home every night. I'm like, you gonna be a headache with a new authority, and y'all want to be home every night. But I'm not giving up because, like you said, it's right around the corner. But I just wanted to be tapped in with women like y'all that are in the industry that are doing well. Because it has typically been a male-dominated industry, and the women are coming in now, and I'm loving it. My fiance is a truck driver himself. We're working on getting him a truck. But my question was for Miss Lakisha. Is your mentorship for after the course? Like, because I feel like I learned everything I needed to learn with the Good Energy course. He gave a lot of tools and gems. I'm just now in the part of getting started and just kind of still need that support after the course. So is that what your mentorship is for?
I don't care what course you took. We don't even talk about it. It's straight up, it's accountability. It's straight up accountability, and it's straight up, dedication.
And that's what I need. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to make sure before I tapped in with either of you ladies that I'm, signing up for the right things that you ladies offer. So I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all doing. I tap in as much as I can. I'm still learning. Every day I learn something new, and I want to continue learning every day. So thank y'all. Y'all are really appreciated.
Thank you, Kendra, with all that cute energy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's what's important. As long as you continue to learn, and as long as you accept, receptible to being a learner, a student every single day, you're gonna be all right.
And I keep getting box trucks, Miss Tawana.
Listen.
And I told my
don't not take them, but make sure you have your questionnaire. One, you must be over the road. I do not take box trucks that they're not over the road. I do not take box trucks that are less than 26 feet. I do not. I take a new authority because I can do something with a box truck with new authority. But you gotta go over the road. You can't be a new authority and want to be home every night.
And that's what they want. I get the new authorities, but they want to be home every night. And I'm like, no.
And that's when you start booking the Amazons and the Wayfarers and the riders, and or just tell them to go back to 9 to 5 because it's just not happening. You can't be a new authority and try to be home every night. So this is what I say when I say don't give yourself that stress. Making sure you're doing your onboarding interviews, onboarding call with everybody. And it's funny because drivers tell me all the time, so you turning me down? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to take on everybody. I'm not going to allow anybody to stress out my dispatchers. My dispatchers are the world of me. And so I'm not going to allow anybody to stress out my dispatchers. So if you don't pass that onboarding process, then, I wish you all the best. It's just not a good fit for me.
And so I've been doing the same.
Don't be scared to do that and just
tell them no.
Yeah, it's just not a good fit.
And I've been doing that. That's why I still haven't secured a carrier yet, which I'm okay with that because I know God got a blessing for me. I know it's right around the corner. I just look at it as it's giving me practice on the interviewing and onboarding process. So I'm just taking it one step at a time and trusting the process.
Mhm.
It's giving top tier.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. On the dry van that wants to be home every night, the
Oh,
next time one of those come your way, look more into dedicated. I get a lot, depending on where they are. I get a lot.
he was in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta.
Girl, I can see some stuff right now that's dedicated. He'll be home.
Yeah, he was in Atlanta and he wanted to be home every night. And I was like, you got a new authority. He's like, I've been driving
situations
for
like
8
that.
years.
What you do when you got situations like that with a dry van or a flatbed or a step deck and stuff like that, you let them know, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like switch it to a role of a carrier consultant for you. And I'm going to reach out to brokers or reach out to shippers on your behalf. And once you secure something for them dedicated, then you guys negotiate the percentage. Like, even though it's dedicated, you already know what you're doing Monday through Friday, you still gonna pay me. I'm still dispatching this load. I secured this for you. So you kind of got to switch roles into a carrier consultant and start reaching out to carriers and start reaching out to brokers on their behalf so you can secure something dedicated for them. So it's not a no for the dry van, step decks, hot shots and stuff like that want to be home, but it's a little bit more work as far as consulting, which means now I'm going to start reaching out to carriers and saying reaching out to shippers and saying, hey, I got a guy who lives in Atlanta. He's able to do A, B, C, and D. You'll be surprised of the dedicated ones that you can get that will keep them local.
Okay. And I just didn't know how to do that because, like I said, I didn't have any carriers. So I haven't really had any connections with brokers and shippers yet. So I had turned him away, but I know now for next time, if I get another one like that, I can just start.
Miss Shay Dixon just dropped the jewel in the
Did she?
Yeah, mile markers in the Atlanta airport. They got a lot of
traffic. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, we got Miss Sade up next, and then I'm coming over to you, Miss McDaniels. Miss Sade.
Hi, I didn't necessarily have a question. I just wanted to give some motivation to the ladies. Last year and half of the year before, when I initially jumped into it, I took a lot of time to, study the market and just study instead of just, jumping into it. So don't be discouraged if you don't get a carrier right away, because not like y'all say, like she just said, not all carriers are good carriers. You have to vet them just like they're vetting you, because that's ultimately what they're doing to see if you're a good fit for them. So yeah, don't get discouraged if you don't find a carrier, because I picked up carriers and I had to drop them off where things didn't work right. Just the first few carriers until I got a few good ones, or even I'm not even going to say good, but I got an initial carrier that I was ready to start with, that I felt comfortable, that I had learned enough from my special person, I call her my person, Keisha over there, that I felt that I had learned enough from her training to be able to go forward. It took a minute. I went through some processes. I made a bunch of cold calls. I made a lot of mistakes, but through those mistakes, I learned something from each call, and I took it and I applied it to the next one. So it's much like searching in the dark with a flashlight. But when you get that piece of light, grab onto it and just keep following it, because it's a bunch of breadcrumbs, and like, for instance, like the Exodus person, I didn't think he was the best either. I didn't take his class, but I learned a lot from all them YouTube videos that he got on there or whatever. It taught me just even to, just the basics of it, just to get the basics. So just, get the basics, learn that, and take it with you, because every carrier is not good. And I had to learn that the hard way, that every carrier is not a good fit for me. And I didn't see that until I got a bad carrier or whatever that wanted to be home every night. But, they had a power.
I thought you was going to tell me about the one that tore up all the stuff that I told you, Sade, he was goofy. I thought you was going to tell me that.
That's the one I'm getting to. He tore up a bunch of stuff. He messed up a couple of relationships that I had. So it was a bunch of learning curves that I had with that one carrier that caused me to learn how I wanted to go forward with my dispatch business. After him, I went back and changed my dispatch agreement on how I took in. I added extra things on what to ask the carriers. To even, just vet them. Just like you vet your boyfriend, you got to vet these carriers. Just like you vet your husband, and you check them out on making sure that, okay, he's good with family. Okay, he does this. So same thing with the carriers, because they gonna get on your nerves just as much as your husband sometimes. They can be just as much of a headache. So just make sure that, like, I try to be as transparent with them as possible. And I tell them, if I don't know it, I know somebody who does. That, that I have a strong network to where if I don't know the answer, I got somebody in my network who do, and we gonna keep it moving anyways. So that's, just a little motivation, because I'm hearing y'all say stuff about the carriers and it's hard to find carriers. Charlie, it took me a good minute to find a carrier. I even accidentally signed on as a broker agent one time and didn't even know I signed on as a broker agent. I was like, okay, I can't do this. Let me go find Keisha.
But Sade, you kept at it though, and I'm just throwing this out there. Sade made her first $1,000 about 2 weeks ago.
That's what's
On her
up.
carrier. That's what's up. That's how you know it's game time. Now I can't even call Sade. She busy. Hello.
Yeah, so just keep at it. It's about you have to that momentum, that everything has got to be within. That hustle, that grind, it's got to be within you. Even though you don't see results, you still got to get up and have that. You know what I'm saying? Even though you may not get a broker, like I spent most of the day calling brokers trying to make connections for what I have coming in. Not every broker was, even had stuff. So you just gotta dumb down, and you gotta call and make those connections and just put yourself out there. I'm at this point, I'm doubling back to brokers that I called a couple of months ago, you know what I'm saying, or last year when I wasn't set up. So just keep calling, get on their nerves, put your name out there. And I promise you that ice will start to melt. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna need you, carriers and brokers. They're going to need you at some point, and just one day they're gonna pick up the phone and be like, hey girl, I got this, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, I just happened to get this carrier, you know what I'm saying? And it just happens like that. That's how it happened for me. Keep praying, tithing, you know what I'm saying? I've never tithed so much in my life. I've never went to church so much in my life. I've never prayed for so much in my life, because I prayed for this. So it's all stepping stones, and it's just, you just have to keep at it. It's gonna get hard. I've took a shot at 9 o'clock in the morning at times. I've wanted to pull out my edges, but I kept it. There's been times I done shed some tears, but just keep it. And that's just really the motivation, because it's not easy. It's not gonna come overnight. You just have to keep at it. And that's my 2 cents, lady. And I'm even though Keisha consider me as a teacher, I don't. I'm forever a student. That's why I'm in here, because I'm a student. At the end of the day, I'm still new, but I can answer questions as well. So if she, if whatever, I don't mind helping. I'm still new. I don't mind telling people what my faults are or whatever, because that's how I learn. I go back every day and say, what is it today that I could have done, that I could do different from yesterday or even last week? And that's how you keep learning this industry and everything that comes with it, because last week and even yesterday is not going to be the same today. Over the last couple of weeks, I've seen the rates drop a little bit lower and a little bit lower each time. So, and that's just how, that's just being out in the streets with the truckers, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to forever learn. Yeah. So just keep at it. And you're here because because you want to do this. You really want to get this down. That's why you came to this class today. So and as well as I.
That's what's up. I definitely commend you, and congratulations on that, on your success. You definitely dropped some gems that I say all the time. Like you just finished saying, all business is not good business. And vetting these carriers, we work hard to build our relationship, and what you don't want to do is allow a carrier to be the one that messes up a relationship for you. Like I've been dealing with this broker for so long. I remember I had a shipper call me, and she's like, Tawana, if you send this carrier to my warehouse one more time, we'll never do business again. And it was a young lady, I had just booked her load, where she had been on a load, and she showed up in a wife beater and some fluffy pink flip-flops in the warehouse. Like, where's your PPE gear? Like, where's your clothes? And she was like, oh, the load too early. Da, da, da. And I'm like, nah, like I've been dealing with this shipper forever. And I was not gonna allow anybody to, to mess this up for me. So I don't care if the shipper called me and she was the only person I knew in that area. I never called her again, with that load, because that's a relationship that we spend a lot of time nurturing. You know what I'm saying? So you have to protect your business. You have to protect yourself. And once again, I don't know how many times we've said it on this call and other people have said it. You got a network. You got a network. If you think that you can be in the transportation industry by yourself, it's not. You can't. You can, you can be the only name on your LLC. That's cool. But you gotta have networking. You gotta talk to people. You gotta talk to people. I promise you, don't be scared to open your mouth and talk to people. Thank you for that, Sade. Miss McDaniel, you're gonna be our last question because y'all trying to hold me hostage all day and I ain't gotta go eat child.
My son been in practice the whole. I done told him, well, you want to walk? I catch up.
Okay, so first, I just want to say thank y'all, because I was one of the people feeling discouraged because I quit my job a couple weeks ago, and I had a government job, and everybody was like, you quit your good government job. And so I've been researching and trying to do this because I have a friend who I worked with at the government, and she's like killing it in trucking. And so I was like, I'm about to come in and I'm gonna kill it. I can do this. I manage people. I'm smart. I got a master's. No, it's not like that. So I've been, studying the load board on the FMCSA website and, watching YouTube videos for like 2-3 months, took Tawana's class in April. And I got somebody to call me. And when he called, I froze. I didn't say anything on the phone. So my question is, how do you know when you're ready? Because I'm a big study person, I have degrees and I'm just, structured, but I don't know anything about trucking, but I know I can do this, but at the same time, I'm being scared. And I know that's the devil, like Sade was saying, getting in your head, when am I going to get a carrier? When am I going to get a carrier? And then I had somebody call me and I just froze, didn't say anything. And he hung up. So anyway, my question is, how do you know when you're educated enough and when you've had enough training, and how do you, besides cold calling, emailing, and going to truck stops, how do you know when you're ready to get that first carrier? That's my question.
You'll know. And it's okay that you froze. You coming from one entity into a totally different one. And don't think you're the only one. I got on the phone call with brokers, when I first started, and let them just shoot me the okie doke. Girl, I'm gonna give you such now. It's this lane paying $1,200. All I looked at was $1,200. I'm about to make $1,200. That's all I looked at. No breakdown, no mileage, no calculating, nothing, no fuel surcharge. I ain't looking at none of that. So we come into the business and we make mistakes, and you're supposed to. Just like I'm sure when you started that government job, you made some mistakes, but they still kept you. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna make mistakes. The one thing I can say is your willingness to learn, your willingness to be here, your willingness to get the education. But this is definitely gonna be one of those things where you're gonna pick up things as you go. Every call you make, it's gonna get easier and easier. You're gonna start flowing stuff off. Broker gonna say something to you, I got such and such, you're gonna start breaking stuff down in your head, the fuel surcharge, the mileage, the back call, being able to multitask, and different things like that. It's not gonna come to you today. It's not gonna come to you today after my class, but you gotta keep doing it. Make another call another broker. Sometimes get on the phone, even when y'all don't have carriers, get on the phone and call a broker. Get information about a load. All right, even though you don't have a carrier, don't book the load because you ain't got no carrier. But you just say, hey, you know what? Let me get with my carrier and make sure he wants to take that load. But continue to practice and continue to do what you do. But like you said, don't give up. You quit your job. What's next? So now this is do or die. This is do or die. So it's like, what are you willing to do to make sure you can stay in this and be in this longevity? So just keep doing what you're doing. And I saw your message. So I'll send you an email so we can book a call.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. But yeah, you just gotta keep doing it. Don't give up. You know, just definitely keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna make the mistakes. And every time you make a call, you're gonna learn something. You know, every time you talk to somebody, you're gonna learn something. Oh man, I should have said this. Write it down. You know, maybe even write your script down so that, you know, maybe even have, you know, sheets in front of you. I used to have sheets in front of me with like pointers. If they ask this question, I'm gonna say this. If they ask this, I'm gonna say this. You know, have your cheat sheets in front of you so that you can rip off those answers as soon as possible. You know, so it's not like, oh man, let me find out. You know, but at the end of the day, one thing I always tell people, never get on the phone with a broker. I remember at one time a broker says to me, yeah, your truck got plated floors. I'm Googling while we talking. Let me call my driver. I'm Googling, what is plated floors? And I'm like, no, he have wooden floors. And he's like, oh yeah, I can't use you. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna let him know. I had no idea what a plated floor was. So it was about multitasking for me that day. You know, I'm telling him I'm calling my driver, but at the same time, I'm Googling, like, what the hell is a plated floor? Oh, no, he don't have plated floors. Not this time. We have wooden floors. Will that work? You know, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not going to work. But at the same time, it was a learning experience. So now I know what a plated floor is. Now I know I didn't even know what an E-track was. What is an E-track? Oh, yeah, my driver don't have those. You know what I'm saying? So every day is going to be a learning experience. Continue with the willingness to learn, continue with your grind, figure out what your why is, figure out what your goal is, have a goal. You know, before I left Emory, I was at Emory University for 12 years. And I was trying to figure out this career things. I was doing this. Used to have students outside my office waiting while I'm in here trying to dispatch my doggone truck. I'm about to lose my doggone job. I had my resignation letter written in my bathroom mirror for about 5 to 6 months. And every day I would look at them. I just need to quit my job if I'm going to do this. Every day I would look at that resignation letter. And one day I took it down off the mirror and I wrote a date on it and I signed it. And I walked in and I turned it in. Then I went to the bathroom and I cried and called my mom. Because I just was my good job with my good benefits, and I didn't know what the heck I was gonna do. But once I turned in that resignation, that was it. And that was 7 years ago. I ain't working for nobody.
Yeah, it's just scary because when you do it, everybody's asking you that. They're like, what are you gonna do for money? Like the day I resigned, people are like, what are you gonna do for money? Like, you know, my boss was like, you don't have to do this. And so when you jump into something new, it's scary because you're like second guessing yourself, you know, like, did I make?
If none of those people that's asking those questions, they're not contributing to a light bill or a phone bill or contributing to your education, you keep it moving from them too.
Right.
For me,
that's what I was gonna say to her, Tawana, everybody's not an entrepreneur, it's favor. You had enough guts to let go. You better than me. I was still cleaning teeth, like Tawana said on the phone call. I was cleaning teeth and I was like, 10 o'clock. They mouth up. What? I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking like it. You got more guts than a lot of us in here. So I see you now, man. You are so full of favor. Like God wants me to tell you, you're gonna be okay. I sat here and I listened to you, and I understand that. People told me the same thing in dental. You gonna give away all this schooling? Look, I graduate next year from dental, and I ain't cleaned nobody's teeth since 2020. You get what I'm saying? So it's favor. You walked out on faith, and now you got, listen, God has gave you the favor. You got to work at it. You got to put in that work. You got to put in that work, and it's ready for you to put in that work. You already told me and Tawana in this panel that you got your master's. It ain't like you out here not knowing nothing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta put work in it, and it's favor. I just want you to know that God just want me to tell you that it's favor. It's favor, and you got this. Yeah, you got this, girl. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna have a total different call, and the next time we have this talk, it's gonna be a whole different call. Because if you don't stop that doggone crying, if I start crying on this call, it's gonna be me. But she knew she had favor, Tawana. She knew she had favor. Yeah. The devil just don't tell you to quit your job. Thanks. You understand what I'm saying? The vision is something else. Just like Tawana wrote down her resignation date. What you need to do now, Miss McDaniel, you need to write yourself a promise to yourself. You need to write down, I'm gonna have a carrier by June 1st. And you're gonna look at that every morning, and that's gonna motivate you every morning to get up and take these carriers, because I see so much more in you. I see compliance. Yeah. You got a sweet voice. I see carriers love to resonate with people with sweet voices. Like, I mean, you got this, baby. It's all
No, I'm not panicking. I don't want y'all to think like I thought this was gonna be like a get money quick thing. Cause I mean, I'm not, I got enough to last for 2 years.
No, I didn't think that. Your heart is humble. Yeah, I didn't think that.
Like, I don't want to be poor, you know, cause I make good money and I'm just, you know, I'm like, you know, got to get money coming in. I don't just want to,
hey,
you know,
somebody please mute yourself. I'm sorry.
I was just nervous. It's not like I was like, I'm cool, because when they were asking me, I was like, I'm good, I'm a saver, you know, I've been here 8 years, I'm fine. And I was in banking before that. So I always believed in having investments and stuff. I'm not tripping about the money yet, but you know, I just want to be secure, you know what I'm saying? And it's a feeling of fear sometimes when you're stepping into something new.
Fear is the devil.
That's what you need to walk toward. Walk towards
fear
it.
is the devil. You wake up with doubt, that's nothing but the devil. I can sit here and preach to you, baby. That is nothing but the devil. Let me tell you something about me before we get off this call. I just got baptized last year. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. I grew up fearing if I go to the water, I would, if I did anything, it will come back on me, just from my background. But let me tell you something. When God speaks to you, he speaks to you. I remember being like a young teenager. All right. I had 3 kids by the time I was 19. I had 5 kids, y'all. Right. I was promiscuous. I wasn't right. But I always remember something. This old lady stopped me in the grocery store, right? She told me, she said, when God speaks to you, he's going to speak to you. And when he speaks to you, you're going to listen. It may have happened 38 years later, but it happened. Okay? It happened. It happened last summer. And baby, I went to the water. I don't know what any of y'all believe in here, but I'm telling you, in entrepreneurship, you have to have a spiritual ground. Yeah. Okay? Something has to motivate you. God brought you to this group. Yes. He brought you here. You're here, and we're gonna cover you with favor. You got this. You got this. Like Miss Tawana said, get you something in front of you. Write it down in front of you. I will have carriers before this day. You look in it. It becomes repetitive in your mind. It feeds your motivation. You got this. And that's all I got, baby, because I'm about to go ahead and preach.
Ditto what she just said. You gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. You just have to write it down. Write it down. They tell you all the time, write down your vision. Write it down somewhere we can see it every single day.
And repeat it.
Write it down and repeat it and look at it every single day. And you was able to step out on faith. You was able to do this. A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people need that 9 to 5. So a lot of people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you had enough faith to do that. You just have to have enough faith to keep going. You just have enough faith to get up every single. I tell people all the time, I had to learn that, you know, it was weeks. So Friday would hit. And I was like, I made 3,000, I made 3,500, but it was also that first week I made $250 in 1 week. I was calling Emory to see if they still liked me. Like, can I come back? Did I leave on good terms? You know what I'm saying? So that same energy I had when I was making $3 grand, I had to have
that on the weekend, knowing dang well Grady wasn't open on the weekend.
Girl, like I could do a part-time. I was ready, you know what I'm saying? But I figured this is what I do. And one, this is the bad part, but I felt like I had to prove to other people. And I had to get that out of my mind as well. But at the same time, it was like, don't tell me what I can't do. Don't tell me I'm not going to be able to make this because I don't have benefits. You know, my son is autistic. I have lupus. Who was going to pay for this? $400 medication. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had to let it go already. So I wasn't going back. I don't do go back. I'm a Scorpio. My baby, any of my baby daddies will tell you that I don't do go backs. So it was like, we had to make this happen. This had to be it. It had to be it. So you already done made that decision. You already done let the government go. Then now this is it. So you put forth all of your energy. This your baby. There is nothing else. This is you. How do I make myself grow? Maybe it's something you do at the same time. Maybe I'm gonna learn compliance at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So you can have some type of stream of income coming up. You already said that you're good. So you got the faith to know that you're good, and God got you the rest of the way.
Amen.
Thank you.
And you was she called on you last for a reason.
Right.
No, right?
Denounce all of that out of there. So
we
you
gotta
go
cry
back,
and
this
get that
your
over with.
last cry. This your last, the next cry you should have.
It would be making money.
Your cry that you
I
made.
know that's right, Sade.
It's no more.
It's gonna be
I like
fun
that
because you're
shit.
thanking God for the blessings that He bestowed upon you in your life.
Yes.
That's
And I'm sorry for anybody that's on this call that's Jewish or just don't believe in
Yeah,
God.
me too.
We're sorry, it wasn't supposed to go this way, but it is what it is.
Y'all have me having a whole breakdown.
Right, it is what it is. Sometimes it just has to be done. You know what I'm saying? And like Kendra said, you got two options. It's gonna work or it's gonna work. Ain't no plan
I don't care
B.
what you believe in, you got to believe in something.
Yeah.
Let's clean it up with that. I don't care what you believe in, you have to believe in something.
Yeah.
The spiritual ground has to be in all of y'all businesses. All of them.
Ryan, I gave you, I put my number, because I went through that same process. I feel exactly how you're feeling. I've been there. When I quit my job, I was like, I got sick to my stomach. I'm not gonna even lie, because I'm like, Lord, I ain't got no more money coming in. Like, what am I gonna do? But at that point, it was like sink or swim. What you gonna do? You quit that job because you got enough hustle in yourself. You didn't quit that job because you don't have enough hustle. You believed in yourself somewhat to where you quit the job. So now it's the rest of it is between you and your maker. And so if you ever need to call me, because I've been through those steps.
That's
if you need to call me, I put my number, I direct message my number. Hell, I still cry to this day. But I say that to say, I've been through those steps. So if you need to call and just to get some motivation, just to pick me up, I don't care if you need to pray, cuss, scream, whatever you need to do, you can call me. I've made those steps. That was you. I was where you were at the beginning of the year.
That's what's up. I love it.
I paused and everything, but I picked up and I act like I was a different person. And I was like, "Hi, did you call me?" I put them words in front of you, speak it into existence. That's all you got to do.
That's what's up. Oh, Lord Jesus. Right, child. I hope everybody done got on this call what they was looking for. Woo, Miss Keisha.
Listen, y'all, before we get out of here, everybody talks about transparency. I want you to understand everybody's not on your transparency. Okay. Everybody's not on what happened, how you got here. Everybody's not on that. Like I just told you, I grew up Jehovah's Witness and I married my husband that is a Baptist, right? What's so crazy about this, his dad's a whole preacher. He can't even tell you about Daniel and the Lion's Den. So I really feel like I really let God order my steps. And all I'm telling you guys today, and this has to do with business, okay? This has a lot to do with business. You need to listen, you need to meditate wherever you need to be and let him order your steps. And that's all I got.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Woo. Well, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here tonight, but before we get out of here, Miss Dixon, you still here? Because Miss Dixon can drop a prayer too, y'all. You still here, Miss Dixon? If she not here, we'll keep it moving. Okay, she may be gone. But first off, thank you, Miss Keisha. I cannot thank you enough for being here. I felt like everybody that was on this call was supposed to be on this call. And I genuinely hope that whatever it is that you were looking for when you joined this call, that you got it. I genuinely hope that we said something that will give you the energy, give you the faith, give you the motivation to get up tomorrow and do it again. And then get up Wednesday and do it again. And so on and so forth, because that's the only way it's gonna work. You can't just do it today and then be like, all right, I'm gonna try it again next week. You got to get up every single day and have that same energy you had, whether it worked, whether today was a good day or not. So Yeah. This was different, but it was good. It was different, but it was good. So we're gonna end this. Miss Keisha, let them know what you got going on. I think you did mention something about you got something coming up Friday. Let them know what you got coming up next.
Okay, so Friday we have a cram course. This is not, just listen guys, I'm gonna say this again. This is not a course if you have not taken a dispatching course, and if you are in a stance if you don't understand. This cram course are for dispatchers that are stuck, dispatchers that are in an area that has missed something. We're gonna identify those missing errors and we're gonna rework it. So it is a dispatching cram course, right? It's a cram course. We're gonna thug it out at 6 p.m. and we're gonna stay on till the last question is answered until we troubleshoot you out. The admission
Friday
is
at 6 p.m.
It's Friday 6 p.m. The admission is $99 if you're not in my mentorship. If you are in my mentorship, you're free to come. My mentorship is only, listen, my mentorship is only through interview only. So if you get called upon to be in my mentorship, I will talk to you first. Mentorship is $375 one-time fee. And you stay as long as you need to. Ain't none of them left, Tawana. I don't know what I done did. Ain't none of them left.
They don't leave,
but
I got a 30-year-old, he ain't left either.
But you guys hit me up if you need me. This was awesome. I want to thank Miss Tawana and Miss Shay again. I am human. I make mistakes. We all are human and we all make mistakes. And let me tell you something. Mistakes are mistakes as long as you take accountability of those mistakes. Absolutely. So if you live by that, you're gonna be all right. And that's all I got again. I keep saying that's all I got. But that's all I got.
That's what's up. And you said Friday at 6 p.m. Miss McDaniels, you free Friday at 6 p.m.?
I just emailed her like, can I pay? How do
Don't worry about it.
What I need to
send me an invoice.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Sister Cat.
Send me an invoice for Miss McDaniels. I got her.
Thank you.
So yeah. So for me, next coming up, my next class, I have it's an in-person / virtual class on May 14th. So if you're here in Atlanta, you can sign up for an in-person class or you can join us on Zoom. My mentor sessions are always wide open if you need me. If you guys are in somebody asked, what is a Slack group? Slack group is my group of individuals. I think it's up to like 500 people now that has taken a course or purchased something from me. And we drop you in your forever home group. My Slack group, if I say so myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody on here can say, is thebomb.com. We drop it in there. You need it, we're gonna make sure you got it. So that's definitely what the Slack group is. But hey, Miss Tiffany, you in the car? Miss Tiffany.
No, I'm not in the car. Hey, Keisha.
I love me some Miss Tiffany. She's in my 90-day mentorship program, and every time we talk, she in the car. I'd be like, where is she going now?
Now my mentees be getting me talking about where you finna travel to. Baby, listen. Life too short. Okay?
And you can dispatch from anywhere, honey. I done dispatch from Turks and Caicos. You can dispatch from anywhere now. All you need is a laptop and a phone. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here again. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Shay, for your support. Thank you, everybody, for being on this call. Again, we hope you got what you were looking for from this call. We hope that you continue with your success because everybody's on this call has the ability and will be successful. You just got to put in the work. And with that being said, good night. I'm going to eat. Y'all done kept me here for 2 hours. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Good night.
The recording will be available. Don't call me tonight by this recording. It'll be available tomorrow, okay? Good night, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Keisha.